What's that you say? It can't be true. Yes, it is. We are going on another armchair adventure to beautiful midwinter's day here in South Coast, New South Wales. And we're going to somewhere I've never been before. First time you'll see it, maybe. First time I'll definitely be seeing it. It's called Mount Bushwalker. It's an amazing 7K walk in the Moreton National Park. Really looking forward to this one. Let's go. So, after a very pleasant drive up through the escarpment, up onto this plateau in the Moreton National Park, we're in the little car park. There's space for about 10 cars here, I'm guessing. The track is that way. It looks like it's really well marked. As I said before, it's a 7K round trip. I've got the drone, but it's a bit windy. Not sure if I'm going to be able to fly it or not, because I'm quite paranoid about that sort of thing. But I've got the big camera. I've managed to forget the gimbal, which is just brilliant. But hopefully we'll get some nice video footage and show off this amazing location. Thanks. So where are we? This is the massive Moreton National Park, which is the location of our bushwalk today. We came down the Prince's Highway and followed this road, Pointers Gap Road, down. There's a little bit of unsealed road, and we've just arrived here, and we're going to do this walk out to Mount Bushwalker, which is 7K's return, 3.5K that way, 3.5K that way. Well, it has to be said, I think this would be a pretty good track to do in the summer actually, because certainly so far it's quite nicely shaded. Got all these nice thick bushes which you can see to my left and the right. As long as the sun wasn't directly overhead, you're afforded quite a lot of protection here. Also well out of the wind down here, although I know it's picking up. Holy shit, I've been to locations all the way up and down this coast and many of the national parks, but I've got to tell you, that is one hell of a special view. If you fancy going out and seeing things like the castle, which is that awesome structure over my shoulder, I'll do a close-up for you, then this is the perfect place to come and do it. So the walk out here is just a very pleasant 3.5K walk. It's flat going all the way. You could even bring a mountain bike if you wanted, or going over some of those little boardwalks might be slightly interesting. But if you wanted to get out into the Moreton National Park and you don't fancy doing an overnight hike and putting a tent up, then this is the way to do it. I've just gone for a little explore here along the edge of the escarpment. It's not too scary at all. There are no huge drops here. There's no great big cliffs or anything. It slopes relatively gently off down into the valley that you can see behind me. I've had absolutely awesome time here. The scenery is mind-blowing. It's so peaceful. Just watched two wedge-tailed sea eagles soaring on the thermals above my head in the absolute peace and quiet. But now it's time to head back to the car, so I'm packed up, gonna get going, and the 3.5k round trip back to the vehicle. To pay attention to the little yellow dots on the ground. Just took a bit of a wrong turn, went down a dead end, had to backtrack. Even funnier, there were two young girls following behind me, walked straight into the same dead end where we all had to backtrack. So don't assume the person in front of you knows where they're going, because if it's me, they almost certainly don't. And that brings us to the end of another awesome armchair adventure. I'm absolutely bloody starving. I'm going to call in at one of the petrol stations in a minute, get myself a nice sausage roll, because that's what we're doing. We're exploring Australia, one sausage roll at a time. I think I've earned it. That was a good walk. Nice walk out in the countryside. About 8k's according to my Apple Watch, there and back. And you know, relatively easy going. There's no hills at all really, and I saw some mountain bike trails out there as well, so people are obviously going down there on mountain bikes. So if you want to get into the Moreton National Park and you're not up to camping or any of that stuff, or using ropes and abseiling and stuff, this is a really nice way of doing it. So until next time, my friends, I bid you adieu before we go out again into South Coast New South Wales for some more awesome armchair adventures.